If I could go back to when I turned 60, there's one thing I'd change. It wasn't a big decision or a dramatic moment, it was something small, so small I didn't even realize it mattered. But over time it affected everything. My health, my happiness, even how long I might live. I didn't notice it at first. The little signs. A slower walk, losing interest in food, staying up too late, not picking up the phone to call a friend. I told myself, I'm just getting older. But what I didn't realize was these were warnings. Signs my body and mind were giving me. Signs I ignored. In this video, I want to share those 7 signs with you, because I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. These signs aren't meant to scare you. They're here to wake you up, to help you take small steps today that can completely change your tomorrow. If you're over 60 or even approaching it, this could be the most important message you hear this year. The first thing I noticed was, I wasn't walking as fast anymore. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. I told myself, you're just getting older, slow down, take it easy. I didn't see it as a warning sign, just a part of life. But over time, something felt different. I was out of breath more quickly. Getting from one side of the house to the other started to feel like a chore. My legs felt heavier and I found myself avoiding long walks altogether. I didn't know then what I know now. Walking speed is one of the clearest indicators of how healthy and how long you might live. It's not just about moving from one place to another. It reflects the strength of your muscles, the condition of your heart, and the energy flowing through your body. A slower pace can be an early sign of something deeper. Loss of endurance, weakening balance, or even hidden illness. That's why now I make it a habit to walk every day. I don't run or push myself too hard, but I walk with purpose. I try to go a little farther each week. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day makes a difference. Walking clears my mind, strengthens my heart, and brings a sense of rhythm back into my life. If you've noticed yourself slowing down, don't ignore it like I did. Start walking again. Brisk, steady steps. It's not just about exercise. It's about reclaiming your vitality, step by step. I used to have a firm handshake, the kind that made people smile and say, "You've still got strength in you." But slowly, without me even realizing it, things changed. One day, I reached for a jar of pickles, and I just couldn't open it. I laughed it off, asked someone else to help, and moved on. But then it kept happening, dropping cups, struggling with buttons, feeling my hands tire out more quickly than before. At first, I thought it was nothing, but it turns out, grip strength is one of the clearest indicators of your overall muscle health. It's not just about your hands. It's about what's happening throughout your body. Studies have shown that people with weak grip strength are more likely to face mobility issues, experience falls, or lose their independence faster. And I never thought something so small could say so much about my health. The good news? You can do something about it, starting right now. You don't need fancy equipment. Just start with a soft ball, a towel, or even squeezing your hands together in different ways a few times a day. These small exercises build strength not just in your grip but in your arms and shoulders too. Looking back, I wish I had paid attention sooner. If you're noticing your hands feeling weaker or you're avoiding certain tasks because they feel too hard, that's your sign. Don't ignore it. Start today. Because the strength in your hands is the strength to live on your own terms. I fell once, just trying to put on my socks. It happened so fast. One second I was standing, the next I was on the floor. I wasn't hurt badly, just a bruise or two and a bruised ego. I laughed it off, told myself it was nothing, but deep down I knew something had changed. That fall stayed with me, not because of the pain, but because it made me realize how fragile balance becomes as we age. Most people don't think about balance until they lose it. It's invisible until it's gone. But the truth is, poor balance is one of the leading causes of serious injuries in older adults. A fall can lead to broken bones, hospital stays, and in many cases a permanent loss of independence. And yet, it's something we can work on every single day, if we choose to. I started simple. Standing on one leg for a few seconds while brushing my teeth, holding onto a chair and lifting one foot just slightly, then I moved on to gentle exercises. Tai Chi, chair yoga, slow movements that trained my body to stay steady. The difference was incredible. I felt more confident just walking around my home, climbing stairs, or reaching up to grab something. Don't wait until you fall. Don't shrug off the little stumbles. Build your balance now, while you still can. It's not just about avoiding injury, it's about staying strong, staying steady, and staying in control of your own life. I thought sleep didn't matter much. I'd stay up late watching TV, dozing off in the chair, then taking short naps during the day to make up for it. I convinced myself that was enough, but over time I noticed something strange. I felt tired all the time. My mind wasn't as sharp, my energy was low, and even my mood started to dip. I didn't realize it then, but bad sleep was aging me faster. Sleep isn't just rest, it's when your body does its most important healing. Your heart rate slows, your muscles repair, your brain sorts through memories, and your immune system recharges. When you cut your sleep short, or when the quality of your sleep suffers, everything else starts to suffer too. You might not notice it right away, but over the months and years, the damage adds up. Now I treat sleep like medicine. I go to bed at the same time every night, even on weekends. I turn off the TV and put my phone away an hour before bed. I dim the lights, sip something warm and calming, and let my body know it's time to wind down. And you know what? I feel the difference. I wake up more refreshed, I think more clearly, I handle stress better. If you've been treating sleep like an afterthought, it's time to change that. Your body does its best work when you're resting. Protect it. Let sleep become the quiet foundation of your health and energy. I started skipping meals. At first it was just breakfast. Then lunch didn't seem that important either. Nothing really tasted good anymore, and cooking for one felt like more effort than it was worth. I'd tell myself, I'm just not that hungry today, and reach for a cracker or a cup of tea instead of a proper meal. But slowly, without noticing, I was losing something much more than my appetite. I was losing strength. What I didn't understand at the time is how crucial food becomes as we age. Not just for energy, but for preserving muscle, keeping our minds sharp, and maintaining a healthy immune system. When we eat less, especially less protein and fewer nutrients, our bodies start to weaken. We lose weight, but not the kind we want to lose. We lose the muscle and the power we need to stay independent, to walk, to lift, even to stand tall. Now, I make food a priority again. I don't need fancy recipes or huge meals, just balanced, nourishing food. Small portions with real nutrition. I try to include a little protein with every meal. Eggs, chicken, beans, nuts. I add vegetables in simple ways, steamed, roasted, or blended into soups. And healthy fats like olive oil or avocado help me feel satisfied and support my brain. I also make meals enjoyable. I turn on music, I set the table, even if I'm eating alone. I treat it as an act of self-care, not just another task. Sometimes I invite a neighbor or friend over to share. Eating together, even just once a week, brings joy and reminds me why food is more than fuel, it's connection. If you've noticed your appetite slipping, don't ignore it. Find simple ways to bring nourishment back into your day, because every bite you take is a step towards strength, energy, and a longer, more vibrant life. Your body needs it, and you deserve it. I kept my worries to myself. I thought that was the strong thing to do. Bills were piling up, my health was changing, and I worried about my kids and grandkids more than I ever let on. I'd smile when someone asked how I was doing, but deep down, I was carrying so much. Every day felt a little heavier. I figured that's just life, everyone has problems, right? But I didn't realize that all that stress, quiet, constant, invisible, was aging me from the inside. Stress isn't just a feeling. It's a reaction that runs through your whole body. It raises your blood pressure, tightens your muscles, messes with your sleep, weakens your immune system, and drains your energy. Over time, that quiet stress turns into very real health problems. Heart issues, memory loss, inflammation, and more. And the worst part? I thought I was managing it just fine because I wasn't talking about it. Eventually it caught up with me. I felt tired all the time, got sick more often, and found myself feeling overwhelmed by the simplest things. That's when I knew I had to make a change, not by trying to eliminate every problem, because that's impossible, but by learning how to release the weight I was carrying. Now, when I wake up, I take a few deep breaths before I start the day. I go for short walks, even if just around the block. I listen to soft music or nature sounds in the background while doing chores. And most importantly, I talk. I talk to a friend, a neighbor, or even write things down in a journal. Letting it out makes a difference. It doesn't solve everything, but it gives my mind and heart room to breathe. I also tried simple guided meditations, not the complicated stuff, just a few minutes of closing my eyes and focusing on my breath. At first, it felt silly, but soon it became a peaceful part of my day, something I look forward to. That stillness helped clear the noise in my head. If you're holding in your stress, pretending everything is fine, please, don't wait like I did. Let it out. Find what helps you relax, even for a few minutes a day. It's not weakness, it's strength. Because when you take care of your stress, you're not just improving your mood, you're protecting your heart, your mind, and your future. Stress steals years. Don't let it. Take them back, one peaceful breath at a time. After retirement, I drifted. At first, I enjoyed the quiet mornings. No alarm clocks, no schedules, but slowly the phone calls became less frequent. The friends I used to see at work faded into the background. My days started blending together, filled with long stretches of silence. I told myself I was fine, I'm just resting, I'd say. But the truth was, loneliness was creeping in, quietly and deeply. I didn't notice how much I missed the little things, hearing someone laugh nearby, sharing a cup of tea, even just having someone ask how my day was going. The house felt bigger, the days felt longer, and emotionally, I felt smaller. What I didn't know then was that social connection isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline. Being around others keeps the mind sharp, it lifts your mood, it gives your heart a reason to keep beating strong. Studies have shown that people with regular social interaction live longer, recover faster from illness, and suffer less from depression and anxiety. And yet, it's so easy to let that part of our lives fade as we get older, especially when mobility, energy, or loss gets in the way. Eventually, I realized I had to do something. I started small. I picked up the phone and called an old friend. Just hearing their voice brought something back to life inside me. I joined a local community group that met once a week, even though I was nervous at first. I volunteered at the local library, greeting people and helping out where I could. Each little act of connection reminded me that I still belonged somewhere. Now, I make it a point to stay connected. I send birthday messages, attend church socials, and invite neighbors for tea. These moments, as simple as they are, have become the highlight of my week. I laugh more, I feel lighter, I even sleep better. If you've been feeling isolated, please know you're not alone. Many people go through the same thing. But you don't have to stay there. Take one small step. Send a message, make a call, join a local group. It might feel hard at first, but the reward is worth it. Because connection doesn't just fill your time, it fills your heart. Staying connected keeps your mind active, your emotions healthy, and your spirit alive. And in the end, it's those relationships, the shared stories, the laughter, the care, that become the true treasures of life. Don't drift, reach out, someone is waiting to hear from you. These were the things I ignored. Not on purpose, life just got busy, and little by little, I let them slip. I thought slowing down was normal. I thought being tired, losing strength, feeling alone, were all just part of getting older. But now I see it clearly. These signs weren't just symptoms of aging, they were warnings. Warnings I wish I had paid more attention to. If I could go back, I would take better care of my body, my mind, and my connections. I would have walked more, slept better, asked for help when I needed it, and stayed closer to the people I care about. But even though I carry some regret, I also carry something even more powerful. Hope, because it's not too late. Not for me. Not for you. We may not be able to turn back the clock, but we can still change the direction we're heading. The smallest steps make the biggest difference when they're taken consistently. Start with one thing today. Just one. Take a 10-minute walk around the block. Pick up the phone and call someone you miss. Make yourself a meal that feeds both your body and your soul. Turn off the TV a little earlier and rest your body with care. Whatever it is, let it be a gift to your future self. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. Every day is a new chance to feel better, live fuller, and love deeper. Start now. You deserve it. If you're over 60, or even if you're just approaching it, or if you know someone who is, I encourage you to share this video with them. These are the things many of us wish we had known earlier. They're simple but powerful, and they're not just about living longer, they're about living better, stronger, happier, healthier. Sometimes all it takes is a gentle reminder to wake us up and push us toward change. This video could be that reminder for someone you love. Growing older is a gift, but it comes with its challenges. We all start noticing little changes, physically, emotionally, socially, and while it's easy to ignore the signs, hoping they'll pass or chalking them up to just aging, the truth is, ignoring them only makes things harder. But paying attention, taking small actions, that changes everything. So if something in this video spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Forward it to a friend, a parent, a neighbor. Maybe even watch it together and talk about it. You never know who might be quietly struggling, or who just needs a nudge to start taking better care of themselves. And, if you're watching this right now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 signs have you noticed in your own life? Are you walking a little slower these days? Finding sleep harder to come by? Feeling more isolated than before? Or maybe you've started making changes, and you're already seeing the benefits. Whatever your experience, I'd love to know. Share it in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. Because this isn't just about me sharing a story, it's about all of us learning from each other. When we talk, we realize we're not alone. When we share, we inspire. And when we connect, we grow stronger together. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Maybe they'll see your comment and think, that's me too. Maybe it'll be the push they need to go for that walk, to call that friend, to care for themselves in a way they've been putting off for too long. So don't be shy. Scroll down, write a comment, and let's talk about it. Let's support each other as we grow older, not just with words but with real actions that make a difference. We still have so much life to live, so many memories to make, and so many moments to cherish. Let's not let them slip away. Let's choose to live fully. Starting now.